Brayden, go back in your bed.
Ever get that feeling of deja vu, but it's a weird type of deja vu where the moment you're reliving is actually better than before? No? Just me? Okay, whatever. Five Nights at Freddy's. I talked about another game on this channel, FNAF Secret of the Mimic, not too long ago. Long story short, I thought that game was okay, but was held back by certain design elements, mainly being the game's obvious VR controls that were hastily reworked to work in flat screen. Now, there I was, playing a little game I had bought a while back called The Midnight Walk, mainly because there wasn't anything for me to play before Mafia the Old Country came out. Well, except Death Stranding 2, but I didn't play the first game. And as I played The Midnight Walk, I began to experience the strange sense of deja vu I described at the start of the video. Playing this game was like I was playing Secret of the Mimic again, except a lot of the major issues I had with that game had been fixed. The Midnight Walk isn't a perfect game, but I still had a fun time with it, and found it to be a charming little horror experience. So let's get right into The Midnight Walk. The gameplay revolves around solving simple puzzles with your little companion named Pop Boy, all while avoiding terrifying monsters. That's the first thing this game has over Secret of the Mimic. The enemies actually look scary. The second positive is, while this game was designed with VR in mind, it doesn't feel unnatural to play it in flat screen. This game, which is an original IP from a much smaller developer, launched with both modes. Meanwhile, a Five Nights at Freddy's game, one of the biggest modern horror franchises, can barely manage a flat screen mode at launch with a VR mode promised as a free update later on. Okay, this whole video isn't just going to be me comparing this game to FNAF, so now let's talk about some pros and cons the game has. The Midnight Walk goes for a Tim Burton style of stop motion for its art style. The character design and atmosphere are by far this game's best quality, offering a peek into an interesting and dynamic world. This game's runtime is about 4 hours, which is a little on the short side, especially considering the game costs $40. Now, runtime and price points shouldn't necessarily be connected when talking about a game's worth, but it is a bit pricey, and I would consider getting this game on a sale if you're interested. The puzzles and stealth are pretty basic, but they get the job done perfectly fine and never felt boring or annoying to deal with. It never felt like the AI was stupid, but it didn't feel particularly smart either, and the puzzles more served the purpose of extra storytelling rather than being obstacles. There is another issue I have with the game, but it didn't get in the way of my enjoyment too much. Your companion throughout the game, named Pop Boy, is used to solve the various puzzles. You can direct him by pointing at where he needs to go, but unfortunately there were times during my play sessions where he just wouldn't listen to me. Usually he would eventually correct himself, but there were also times when Pop Boy needed to do something on his own to continue the story and just wouldn't do it, causing me to have to reload my save to fix him. Luckily though, this issue isn't prevalent enough to be really that big of a deal, and it wasn't game breaking or anything, it was just a little annoying. In summary, The Midnight Walk is a fun little horror game with a lot of heart and charm. Like I said before, I don't know if I'd consider it worth the $40 price tag, but I definitely consider picking it up on a sale. It was nice to do an indie game again for a review. I've sort of been backed up with big franchises as of late. This isn't an amazing game by any means, but it was a good change of pace for me. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be the Fantastic Four First Steps. So if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn notifications and check out my other videos. Okay. That's it. Bye.